Thursday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on their first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
A first carry for Najee Harris.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The Steelers had 10-3 on the year, and they were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that? Who
are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
That's caught. It's Austin left side.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. Harris running straight ahead. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visiting Steelers who came away victorious, so they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Pittsburgh. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Here's Freiermuth again.
Touchdown!
Pat Freiermuth.
His 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Steelers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
From the 6.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Out of the gun, Watson. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Watson.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come back and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 16-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here's Watson.
Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete, and he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's swinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. And
In this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Steelers 7, Browns 0.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Watson. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Watson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Devin Bush. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
York able to send this one through.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
He'll drop to throw.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
He's got room past the 30.
A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Looking for Austin, intercepted.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. From the gun, here's Watson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, based on the last 2 play calls we just witnessed, the word conservative is not in their playbook. Incomplete, and then they decide to throw deep from this point on the field. That's a team that's really getting after it.
Got to be careful here, backed up this deep on third down. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Returnable here from the 38. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Watson off play action. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
Here's Corey Bojorquez to punt this thing away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. "35 yards that time on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Back to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return.
And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a 1st down throw. Watson gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Another 1st down there as this one goes for 25.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper, 36 yards.
And the Browns will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Now Cade York for the extra point.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. He'll look to throw. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Let's go, George.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off, and he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Watson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield, because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Now Austin. 31 yards on the punt there. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 23. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. And when you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson sliding out of the pocket. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Now, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take us across the 50 and down to the 44. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight, planted their feet, and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Steelers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
After the sack on first down, Watson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Flush to his right. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. The Browns send out their punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills you want to utilize.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Watson on first down.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is some...
And my goodness, another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off.
And the Browns are going to get the football back at their own 17.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Second down at 4.
Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's Watson.
Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watched them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin Bush, his 2nd sack of the night.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
To try again after the sack. Watson under pressure, and they got to him again. T.J. Watt in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? He'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The Steelers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll set up a throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Boswell's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
Well, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Browns drive about to get started. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it was.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber?
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Myles Garrett in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now a give, running left is Harris. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Now this throw caught left side. 14 yards that time for number 14. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And they run with Harris off the option. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead is up to 14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Now Watson. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, you know they're going to look his way in the 2-minute drill, but that time he was blanketed, and they forced the incompletion. May need some teammates to step up in this spot.
Here's Watson.
And this one is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned,
Our Father who art in heaven, I love when you toss me blessings.